Imagine this. You're a proud mom, buzzing with excitement, finally asking your daughter-in-law about your son's big wedding day. The one you've been dreaming of, planning gifts for, maybe even secretly booking a mother-son dance song in your head. You lean in, heart full, and say, "So, when's the wedding?" And she hits you with, "We got married yesterday." No invite, no heads up, just, "Yesterday?" Your jaw drops. But wait, that's not even the worst part. A week later, same woman calls. "The rent's overdue, did you transfer it?" You freeze. "Didn't I tell you?" She snaps. "Tell me what?" This isn't just a family mix-up. This is betrayal, heartbreak, and a money grab that shattered everything. Hi, I'm your narrator name. And this is the unbelievable true story of one mom's viral nightmare that exploded online, proving in-laws can be the ultimate plot twist. Stick around, because by the end, you'll see how she turned the tables and got her revenge. But first, has your family ever ghosted you like this? Hit that like button if you're already raging, and subscribe. We've got more drama where this came from. Let's dive in. My name is Margaret, Maggie to friends. And at 62, I've lived a life full of love, loss, and those little family moments that make it all worthwhile. I grew up in a tiny Ohio town called Willow Creek, where the biggest drama was whose cow jumped the fence during harvest season. Our house was nothing fancy, a two-story clapboard with peeling blue paint, a front porch swing that creaked like it was telling secrets, and a kitchen that always smelled like Mom's apple cobbler baking slow on Sundays. Dad was a factory worker, hands calloused from turning wrenches, but his hugs were soft as fresh bread. Mom ruled the roost with her wooden spoon, stirring pots of chili while hollering at us 4 kids to set the table. There was me, the eldest, always the fixer, bandaging scraped knees, mediating fights between my brothers, Tom and Jack, who wrestled like bear cubs in the backyard. Little sister Lisa trailed behind, all pigtails and questions, tugging at my skirt asking why the sky was blue. We weren't rich, Dad's paycheck barely covered the mortgage some months, but we had each other. Dinners were sacred, that big oak table groaning under plates of meatloaf, mashed potatoes fluffy as clouds, green beans slick with bacon grease. We'd talk over each other. Dad recounting his wildest shift stories, Mom teasing him about his embellishments, us kids giggling until milk snorted out our noses. "Family's the only treasure that don't rust," Dad would say, ruffling my hair. I believed him. God, I believed him. High school flew by in a blur of cheer practice and soda shop dates. I met Henry, my high school sweetheart, at the county fair, him winning me a stuffed bear at the ring toss with that cocky grin. We married young, 19 and full of fire, in a backyard ceremony with picnic tables and wildflowers Mom picked from the ditch. Henry worked construction, building homes while I raised our 2 boys. David, born with his daddy's dimples and a laugh that lit rooms, and little Michael, quiet but sharp as a tack, always tinkering with gadgets in the garage. Our house became the hub. Holidays packed with turkey and tinsel, summers grilling burgers while the boys splashed in the kiddie pool. Life wasn't perfect. Money got tight when the mill laid off half the town in '89, but we scraped by. Henry and I would dance slow in the kitchen to old Elvis records, whispering promises to the boys about college funds and family vacations we couldn't quite afford. David, my firstborn, was the dreamer. Tall with Henry's broad shoulders and my hazel eyes, he chased adventure from day one, climbing trees till his palms bled, building forts from scrap wood. By high school, he was captain of the football team, girls swooning in the bleachers, but he had that gentle heart, volunteering at the soup kitchen every Saturday. "Mom, family's everything," he'd say, hugging me after games, grass stains on his jersey. Michael was the thinker, glasses perched on his nose, buried in books about engines and stars. He'd fix the neighbor's lawnmower for a quarter, saving every penny for his big invention someday. I homeschooled them through rough patches, baking cookies as rewards for math quizzes, reading bedtime stories till my voice cracked. Those nights, God, they were magic. The boys piled on the bed, Henry's snores rumbling from the hall, and I'd weave tales of pirates and hidden gold, their eyelids heavy but fighting sleep. Henry passed when the boys were teens, a heart attack on a job site, gone in seconds. The funeral was a fog of casseroles and condolences, the house echoing empty without his whistle tuning the radio. I broke, night sobbing into his pillow, but those boys, they were my anchor. David quit football to bus tables. Michael tutored kids for extra cash. We leaned on each other, turning grief into grit. "We're a team, Mom," David said, arm around me at Dad's grave. "Always." I nodded, throat tight, vowing to be the mom they deserved, the one who showed up, no matter what. Little did I know, years later, they'd test that vow in ways that would rip my heart clean open. Fast forward to now. I'm retired from my library job, shelves of dog-eared romances my only company in that same creaky house. The boys are grown, David a sales rep in the city, Michael an engineer striking out on his own. But family. That's the thread that holds me. Or so I thought. Until Sarah, my daughter-in-law, or so she claimed, dropped the bomb that changed everything. It started innocent enough. Or that's what I told myself to sleep at night. David had been dating Sarah for 2 years, a whirlwind romance that swept him off his feet. She was 28 to his 35, a graphic designer with that city polish. Sleek bob haircut, yoga-toned arms, always in those flowy dresses that screamed boho chic. They met at a coffee shop near his office, her spilling latte on his shoe, him laughing it off with that dimpled charm. "Mom, she's the one," he gushed on our weekly calls, voice bubbly like when he was a kid showing off a straight-A report card. I wanted to believe him. God, I did. I met her at Christmas that year, our house decked in twinkling lights and pine scent thick as fog. She arrived with a bottle of Cabernet and a scarf she'd designed herself, soft cashmere, wrapped with a flourish. Dinner was my specialty. Standing rib roast, Yorkshire puddings puffed golden, cranberry relish tart as memories. Michael was there too, awkward in his button-down, cracking dad jokes to ease the vibe. Sarah charmed them all, complimenting the food, asking about Dad's old tools in the garage like she cared. "Maggie, this roast is divine," she purred, eyes sparkling. "David's lucky to have your recipes." I blushed, passing the gravy boat, feeling seen for the first time since Henry. We bonded over wine by the fire, her sharing stories of her tough upbringing in foster homes, me nodding, heart aching for the girl behind the gloss. "Family's what you make it," I said, clinking glasses. She smiled, but something flickered, gone too quick to catch. Months blurred into visits, her at Easter brunch, Easter eggs hidden in the garden like when the boys were small, her at Michael's promotion party, toasting with plastic cups of punch. David proposed on a beach trip. He FaceTimed me at dawn, ring glinting in the surflight, her squeal piercing the line. "Mom, say yes for me," he begged, laughing. I cried happy tears, already mentally pinning dress patterns, calling venues in my head. "Of course, baby. When's the date?" But he waved it off. "Soon, Mom. We're keeping it low-key." Low-key. My boy, the football star, low-key? I let it slide, chalking it up to millennial whims. Then the cracks showed, small at first, like hairline fractures in fine china. David started calling less, texts curt, "Busy week, love you." Sarah posted wedding inspo on Instagram, Pinterest boards of rustic barns and wildflower crowns, but no invites, no fittings. I offered to host the shower. "Let me bake those lemon bars you love, Sarah." Her reply? A heart emoji and, "Maybe next year?" Next year. My stomach twisted, but I pushed it down. Family pushes through, right? Michael noticed too. Over coffee one weekend, him visiting with his toolkit, fixing the leaky faucet, he frowned into his mug. "David's off, Mom. Sarah's got him wrapped tight. He cancelled our fishing trip last minute, said she needed him for wedding stuff. But no details." I laughed it off, stirring sugar too fast. "Young love, Mikey. It'll settle." But nights, alone with the TV's blue glow, doubt gnawed. Why the secrecy? Was I not enough? The questions built like storm clouds. I called David, "Son, spill, courthouse quickie or big shindig?" Laughter on his end, too loud. Mom, relax. We're eloping maybe. Surprise you all. Eloping? Without me. My chest tightened, words sticking. But, rings? Vows. I want to see you happy. Soon, promise. Click. Silence echoed louder than thunder. Sarah's posts ramped up. Cryptic captions like, new chapter loading ring, with blurred venue shots. Friends texted, heard wedding bells? Spill. I'd smile through gritted teeth. Any day now. But inside, panic simmered. I drove to the city unannounced once, heart pounding, pie in the passenger seat as peace offering. Their apartment, sleek high-rise, views of the skyline, boxes half unpacked. No answer. Doorbell mocked me. Back home, I scrolled her feed till eyes blurred. Likes from strangers, no tags for us. Michael confronted him at a bar man-to-man. Beers sweating on the oak. Bro, what's the deal? Mom's hurt. David's eyes darted. Sarah wants intimate. Just us, then party later. Intimate. Excluding blood? Michael texted me after. He's lying, Mom. Saw guilt in his face. I cried then, first real tears since the proposal call. Curled on the porch swing creaking like Dad's old bones, whispering to Henry's ghost. What did I do wrong? The distance grew, calls dodged, visits cancelled. Work, he'd say. Her deadline. But her Insta. Brunch dates, spa days, no family frames. I sent care packages, monogram towels, recipe cards for our wedding cake. Returned to sender, address wrong. My hands shook unpacking them, labels mocking, undeliverable. Was this the boy I raised? The one who'd bandage my burns from hot ovens, promising forever? Then, the call that cracked the facade. Mid-July, phone buzzing on the nightstand, 10 p.m. David's voice, rushed. Mom, quick question, can you spot us rent this month? Pipe burst. Landlord's a beast. Spot them. I'd co-signed their lease. Family helps family, I'd said, pen steady. $1,200 wired same day. No questions. Love you, Mom. Click. Gratitude? None. But hope flickered. Maybe wedding stress? I texted Sarah, heard about the pipe. Anything I can do? Dots danced. Vanished. Ghosted by my own future daughter. Weeks later, another ask. Groceries tight, $200? Sent. Then car repair. $500. My savings dipped. But love's blind, right? Friends warned. Maggie, boundaries. But boundaries? In family. That's a foreign word. I journaled it out, pages of pleas. Dear God, knit us back. No answers, just crickets and creaky floors. Little did I know, the real storm was brewing, a secret so big, it would flood everything we'd built. August 15th, a Thursday, ordinary as oatmeal. I'd spent the morning at the library, shelving romances with happy endings I envied, then home to stir beef stew, time sent curling like old memories. Phone rang at 6 p.m. sharp. Sarah's name flashing. Heart leaped. Finally. Wedding talk. I wiped hands on apron, answered bright. Sarah, honey. What's new? Her voice, casual as checkout chatter. Hey, Maggie. Quick thing. When's a good time for that rent transfer? It's overdue. Rent. Again. I blinked at the pot, spoon clattering. Overdue. But I sent last month's. Yeah, about that, she cut in, tone clipped like shears on hedges. We moved. New place. Higher rent. Landlords hounding. Moved. Without a word. My mind reeled, the cosign, the spot us please. Sarah, wait. Where? And the wedding? David said eloping soon. When's the date? Pause, air thick as fog. Then her laugh. Light, almost pitying. Wedding. Oh, Maggie. We got married yesterday. Yesterday. The word landed like a slap, cold and stinging. Spoon slipped from numb fingers, clanging tile. Married. Yesterday. Voice mine. A stranger's rasp. No invite. No call. I'm your mother-in-law now. Laughter again, sharper. It was small, just us and a JP. For special people. Close friends. We'll do a big reveal later. Special people. Not me. Not the woman who'd wired thousands, bandaged heartbreaks, baked their favorites. Tears pricked hot. But, rings, vows. I raised him, Sarah. This is my boy. Look, Maggie's great and all, but it's our day. Anyway, rent. $1,800 this month. Venmo. Click. Line dead. I sank to the floor, back to cabinets, stew bubbling mockery. Rain tapped window like fingers on glass. Tap tap, why me? Sobs came ragged, chest heaving. Yesterday. While I dusted off my pearl necklace, dreaming of front row seats, they said, I do without a whisper. Special people. The phrase echoed. Venomous. Who was I? The ATM? The afterthought? I called David 20 times, voicemails pleading, son? What is this? Married. Without me. No answer. Texts. Unread. Michael's line next. Mom? What's wrong? I babbled it out, words tumbling like laundry from a spin cycle. Yesterday, rent. His curse, soft but fierce. I'm coming over. He arrived at midnight, rain-soaked, hugging me on the porch like when Henry died. She's using him, Mom. Always has. We talked till dawn, his suspicions. Her business trips that smelled of cologne, David's drained accounts, her sudden family-only rules. You deserve better, he said, brewing coffee strong as resolve. But hurt festered. Days blurred, uneaten stew congealing, phone silent. I wandered the house, Dad's old chair, boy's height marks on the doorframe, Henry's photo smiling oblivious. Why hide joy from me? The giver. Flashbacks hit, David's first steps, wobbly to my arms, Michael's science fair win, ribbon-pinned proud. I'd given everything, birthdays, braces, college loans repaid in hugs. And for what? A Venmo request from my daughter? Friends rallied, book club gals with tea and tissues. Cut the cord, Maggie. But family. You don't cut. You mend. I tried one last call. Sarah, week later. Can we talk? As family. Her sigh, exasperated. Busy planning honeymoon. Rent first. Honeymoon. On my dime. Rage sparked then, first flame in the ashes. No. Sarah. No more. Her scoff. Fine. Eviction it is. Click. That night, storm raging outside, I journaled fury, lists of slights, tallies of transfers, $4,200 total, my nest egg crumbs. Michael's advice. Lawyer up, Mom. Cosign means liability. Liability. Not love. Dawn broke gray. I dialed the attorney, voice steel. Tell me how to fight. But deeper, the wound wept. Not money, but the boy I lost to her web. Special people. I'd show them special. The call to the lawyer was my first step. Not revenge, survival. Old Mr. Hargrove, Henry's golf buddy, met me in his cluttered office, spectacles slipping as I spilled the saga. Cosign releases. Maggie. And small wedding? No law broken, but hearts? That's another court. He drafted letters. To landlord, nullifying my tie. To David, pleading meat. Sent certified. Stamps like seals on a wound. Response. Crickets. But Michael stepped up. My rock, installing security cams. For peace, Mom. Cooking meals, sharing beers on the porch. We're team again, he'd say, echoing kid days. Weeks dragged, autumn leaves falling like forgotten invites. Then, the twist, David's email, 3 a.m. timestamp. Mom, sorry. It was her idea. Intimate, you know? Come for dinner. Hope flickered, fragile as moth wings. I replied cautious. When? Their new place, loft in the arts district, exposed brick and fairy lights mocking my clabbered charm. Dinner, take-out Thai, candles flickering awkward. Sarah breezed in late, work crunch, hugging air kisses. David fidgeted, ring glinting new. Mom, the wedding. Surprise, right? Surprise. I forced smile, fork spearing pad Thai. Beautiful ring. Show me pics. She pulled phone, scrolling, blurry courthouse shots, her in jeans and tee, him beaming. No flowers, no vows shared. Quick and sweet, she said, plating curry. But eyes darted. To his wallet on the counter? Conversation danced surface. Jobs. Weather. Then her slip. Maggie, about the rent, old place's final bill landed. $300. Bill. After all. David flushed. Sarah, we talked. But she waved. Family helps. Family. The word twisted knife. I set fork down, calm as lake ice. No, dear. Family invites. Shares joys. Not extracts. Silence thick. David's eyes pleaded. Mom. I stood, chair scraping. I love you, son. Always. But this isn't love. Door clicked shut behind me, rain welcoming home. Michael's truck idled curb. Proud of you. We drove silent, radio humming oldies. Elvis crooning, can't help falling in love. Fitting. Healing wasn't linear. Therapy twice weekly. Circle of folding chairs and Kleenex truths. Boundaries, Margaret. Dr. Ellis urged. Glass is kind. You're worthy. I journaled affirmations. I am enough. Garden bloomed under my hands. Tomatoes red as resolve. Herbs thriving untended. Friends filled gaps. Book club potlucks. Laughter echoing empty rooms. Michael's girlfriend, Lena, joined Sundays. Her warmth a balm. Stories of her own prodigal sis. David called sporadic. Miss you, Mom. Whispers of fights. Sarah's, control. Money spats. I listened. No advice. Your path, son. Christmas neared. Invite came, formal, typed. Join us. I declined polite. Next year, maybe. New Year's, Michael's ring to Lena. My first wedding joy in ages. I baked the cake, 3 tiers vanilla dream. Frosting swirls like hope reborn. Vows exchanged in our backyard. Wildflowers nodding. Team forever. Michael toasted, arm mine. Tears happy, finally. Spring thawed more. David's dropped by, alone. Coffee black, eyes hollow. She's changing me, Mom. Sorry. Hugs tentative but real. No money talk. Sarah. Distant texts, then silence. Rumors swirled, her side hustle exposed. Borrowing from family circles, vanishing debts. David's divorce papers filed quiet. Summer solstice sun high. He moved back temporary, garage apartment, tools clanging healing. Can we start over? He asked, unpacking boxes. I nodded, stew simmering. Always, baby. No grand apology from her, just a certified check, $4,500, note cut, settled. Cashed it, donated half to women's shelter. Closure. Not yet. But peace. Growing, like garden weeds pulled clean. That surprise wedding. The rent shakedown? It broke me open, but oh, it rebuilt stronger. Posted the story anonymized on Reddit. AITA for cutting off DIL after secret wedding? Vents pouring, 5K upvotes, comments like lifelines. You're the mom saint. Boundaries, queen. Went viral, news snippets, podcast asks. But the real win? David home, dinner's raucous again. His jokes, my eye rolls, Michael's tech rants. No Sarah shadows. Lesson etched deep. Family's not blood-blind loyalty. It's mutual, invited joy, not extracted cash or hidden vows. Special people. Earn it. I whisper to Henry's photo. We did good. Now, Willow Creek whispers back. Full table, hearts mended. Love bends, doesn't break, with grace and grit. What about you? Ghosted by in-laws? Money drama? Drop your story below. Let's heal together. If this hit home, smash like, share with that auntie who needs it. Subscribe for weekly real talk dramas. Next, sister stole my wedding dress. Bell on, fam. You're not alone. Fade out.